Okay, let's go.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Brother Sister Show, a family-owned and operated podcast where two siblings keep in touch by talking about movies. This week, we're talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife and another double feature, didn't have to change the board, Tick, Tick, Boom. But before we get to that, we're just going to talk about our lives. And it's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This comes out on Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving, yeah. The hustle never stops.
Hustle truly never stops. It's not like we're recording on Thanksgiving.
They don't know that.
We're recording live at the family dinner, and I hope you guys are listening with your families.
This is weird.
Grandma, could you pass me the gravy? For
also,
YouTube, it's
shut up. We're recording. Jesus.
I hope everyone who... Oh, it would be the worst if like mom or dad put this episode just...
Oh, don't put that in the universe. I'm already like sweating thinking about that. Oh God. They've done that before where like, I think in the car or something. And I was like, please don't ever do that. And it sounds bad because like I should be proud of it. And I am, but I don't ever want to hear an episode.
Yeah, especially because Keila played our latest one in the car on the way to San Antonio. And I was trying to take a nap and I just couldn't.
You couldn't use your own voice as ASMR?
Yeah.
It wasn't tickling your brain correctly?
Well, it's also because like I stayed up till like 2 in the morning the previous night editing the video. Like editing it. So it was just kind of funny.
Did she like it? What was the feedback?
Did you like the episode, Keila? Nods.
What was it about?
Our latest one?
Yeah. Wait, don't tell me. It was another double feature. And it was about Hitch and Jumanji.
Basically. That's funny.
Okay. No, wait. What movies was this about? Was it about? Holy shit.
The Harder They Fall and Red Notice.
Oh, okay. Solid episode.
Yeah, solid episode. But I hope everyone listening is at Thanksgiving dinner and just letting us entertain the
masses.
The masses. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not up to much. You
went to San Antonio?
Yeah, I went to San Antonio, but I'm headed back tomorrow morning for Thanksgiving. I'm excited for that. Get to see everyone because it's been quite a while since I've seen, our extended family.
Me too, and I live in San Antonio.
What's your excuse?
The puppy.
Oh, that's true. Are you going to end up bringing him?
I don't know. I don't really want to because I'm scared that he's going to be crying the whole time. Because I'll probably have to put him in the barbershop.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Exclusive about our grandma's house. But I don't know. Should I?
Yeah, I want to see him.
Well, I mean, you could see him. Aren't you going to be here like
that's
for a
true.
couple of days?
Yeah,
I will. Just not. Y'all aren't allowed to. You're only allowed to go to one function, and you have to.
Yeah, I have to. I have a quota.
Hidden.
Yeah. No, I don't see why not.
We'll see. I don't know. I think he'll be fine. He just is. He's a little crybaby. I mean, he's crying right now because he's playing with Ari. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
How has he been? Just been hectic.
Jesus, they're playing and they're hitting the camera. The puppy, he's been pretty good. His training is he's kind of a little shit, but just like how dogs are. But his training is starting to stick a little bit. Like whenever we get mad at him, he knows to go to his bed. He doesn't have as many accidents anymore.
That's good.
The biggest thing now. Well, first he gets along really well with Ari. Like Ari will start to groom him. Well, I guess I should say Ari's a cat. He's the first child, and then we got Randall, and he's a puppy. He just turned 5 months old, and Ari will he doesn't really. I know some cats will lick their owners. They like groom their owners, but he's never done that with us ever. And so it was really weird that he will constantly, lick Randall's ears, his like face when he's sleeping, and Randall likes it. Like he doesn't get mad at him. And I looked it up, and it does mean that either, Ari's trying to put his scent on him. He's trying to be like, this is my dog. And people said that it could mean that he thinks he's a cat and that he's like his cat.
Okay. Interesting.
So like they keep running around in here, which is fun. But they're getting along really well. They're playing a lot, and there's this cute thing that Randall does. So the big thing we're teaching him right now is door manners. Basically, we don't like for him to rush the door. Like whenever we go outside, we have to make him sit inside, and then we like get out the door, and then that's when we tell him, okay, come on. Like, and he can like leave after we do. Right. And the same thing whenever we come back, he has to sit outside the door, and then we open the door, let ourselves in, and then we can let him inside. And once he gets inside, he has to sit down. Like it's a whole thing where he just has to sit down. And at first it was kind of rough because he would, just like directly run inside, or he would never like sit down, especially because it's getting colder. And but now I've noticed two things. One is whenever he has to go to the restroom, he'll sit in that spot that he has to sit in before he goes, before we like leave outside, because he knows he has to do that before we go outside. And the second thing is whenever we come inside, he'll do it without us like asking him to. He'll just like sit down and wait for us to tell him he can go and play. So that's really cute. I don't know. Dogs are just, cats can be annoying, but I've noticed that dogs have to be just like disciplined more, and he just like gets into stuff. That's like the big thing now, which I've learned that once they get older, that's the hurdle, is that they basically like they know the rules and they try to break them.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you have to be consistent with them, and so he's doing well. I do like impressing him or impressing other people with the stuff that we've taught him, because for us it's like it's not that to me, I don't think he's like as trained as he could be, but I think he's more trained than a lot of dogs are. So because a lot of people just don't get training, because we've had a trainer. I don't want to like make it seem like we've done it all by ourselves. We have a trainer that was amazing, and like I'll show people that like, or I think the one thing is that we were on the phone one day, sometime with mom and dad, and I said like, they were like, oh, my mom was like, where's my mom? Do you know my mom?
I do.
We've met. She was asking where Randall was, and I said, oh, he got in trouble, so he's on his bed.
Oh, that's right.
And that's why he's crying. Oh, I think you were on that call too, right? And I was like, that's why he's crying. You can hear him crying a little bit because he knows he's like in trouble and he's not supposed to leave. And my dad, oh my God, dad was like, he just like stays there. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes he tries to sneak off if I'm not paying attention, but
it was
like,
quite
if we
impressive.
Tell him to go to his bed, if I was like, if we tell him to go to his bed, he'll like stay there. Like right now, that's where he is. So he doesn't like, sometimes we'll let him run around, or sometimes, like I said, he'll have days where he just like doesn't want to listen to us. But so that's the nice thing, that I'm like, I realize how well he's doing by other people. Or we went to the market. We were showing mom and grandma about like how to like that he can sit, and he can do down. Oh, there's Ari. But that's a big one, is sit. He like does it pretty well, and people are always very impressed by him.
Is that all of you've been up to?
Pretty much. I've just been like, I think I said it before the pod, just been working nonstop. Like holidays is a good time at my work to get overtime. And I want, some extra Christmas money.
Fair enough.
So I've been doing that. I've been doing freelance work. That's pretty much it. I haven't really done, kind of boring. I've been watching more. Oh, you see him trip.
Mm-hmm.
watching more movies, which is nice.
That's good. Yeah, I've been pretty consistent as well.
Yeah, your letterbox is popping off, dude.
Truly, I have like 42 followers now. It's kind of awesome.
Ooh, remember when you were sad because you only had 32?
That's old me, but honestly, having fun with it. It's whatever. Get an average of like a like per review, so we're having fun with it. But I do want to mention, I'm getting into like physical media, and normally I have a record, but today, in the background, I have a thrift store find that Keila managed to get today. Shout out to Keila. It's not on Blu-ray, but the first 3 Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man movies. And in the third Spider-Man, there was a really cool find. I think they're like little postcards, but there's like artwork.
Ooh.
So we have like the classic poster that
That's
shits
a good
on
one.
shits on every single poster that has existed since.
That's such a good poster. I forget how good posters used to be.
I know.
Because of how, like, it feels like, I don't know what, I'm sure there's this phenomenon people are talking about.
Oh, 100%.
The, like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Before I even say it. Like, the Star Wars, I'm not even talking about Spider-Man, but, like, Star Wars,
Avengers.
all the Marvel movies, Avengers. Like, why do they all have that weird, like, collage-looking one? Who first did that, and how can we, like, sue them for all they have? Because I really hate it.
Well, honestly, I think
I'm honestly waiting for the new Spider-Man. I'm honestly waiting for that version of it because it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, at least like when we find out that all the other Spider-Men are going to be in it, there's going to be a version. It's just, so I've been using our like the Brother Sister Show Twitter account like as my own, essentially. Like I don't really go on my personal one anymore, and I see tons of like just like fan-made posters for the upcoming movie that are 1,000 times better than anything that has been released by Sony. And I honestly
that one with
don't
the, like spinning circle.
Yeah,
that one is fucking good.
I don't know how you go from this to, I don't know.
Insert it.
Yeah, whatever the hell that is.
I don't know.
But this is going up to in the new place whenever we move because
we need to frame those.
Fire. Yeah. They're really cool.
That's really cool. That I would have been were you so excited when you saw that?
Well, I was like kind of surprised because I was in class and she went to the thrift store. And she got some other good finds like Kick-Ass. What else did you get? Oh yeah, Hunger Games.
Go to the thrift store. Ooh, this makes me excited. I guess I'll tease it now about well, I won't say, let me see what I can say. Makes me excited about the Christmas gift I got you. I know I asked, like, I keep asking everybody what they want. And I don't know why I do that because I never end up getting anything they ask for because I did not get you anything from the Bo Burnham store. I guess I should tell you that now.
Okay, yeah, so I should get something from there.
No, but
it's okay.
But what I got,
fire.
I feel like I'm very excited.
Cool. I'm very excited to have like my own place and start decorating because of this Fantastic Mr. Fox, Spider-Man, the Fantastic Mr. Fox thing that you got me. A little like print. But yeah, I mean, we can get into the movies that we watch because I don't really have anything else. Like the semester's winding down and I'm kind of working on some other projects for our YouTube, so I'm excited for that. Tease that. That's all I'll give right now.
There you go.
But I'll have more time to like shoot stuff when school ends, which is in a couple of weeks. So, what have you watched since the last time we talked?
Look at my letterbox. Well, we finished Harry Potter.
Okay.
Or at least we didn't watch the first 2.
Naturally.
Which made me kind of sad. And it felt like, I don't know if Sebastian was annoyed. I don't think he would tell me if he was. But I kept pausing and Well, I would tell him like little fun facts, and I kept talking over like the movie, and so he was like, "Just pause it." Well, I don't know. We've seen the movies before, so I thought it would be fine. But no, I paused, and then after that, I would pause it every time. But because I read all the books, but I feel like sometimes when I read books, I just like I feel like I read through them, and then I like in like a week, I'll just lose all the information that I got from it. And I was so surprised by how much I retained, because I had like, there was like certain things where I would pause it and I was like, it didn't happen like that in the book. Or like I would tell him like stuff like that.
Yeah, I completely agree, because I started watching them too with Keila and one of our friends, and they were like, "What happens?" And I was like, because I don't think they've read the books. Can correct me if I'm wrong. Have you read the book, Keila? Harry Potter. Sorry. Oh. And we started with Prisoner of Azkaban because we skipped the first two. And they didn't remember some parts. And I was like, yeah, just odd that series just stuck with me.
Or there's certain things that I feel like they didn't explain well. And I didn't realize that because like every time I would watch them, it'd be like with you or mom, and like all of us read them. And so we kind of had the common knowledge of like what happened. Because the one thing that I was surprised I not had to explain to Sebastian, but I think he didn't really get, which I don't blame him, was the whole friendship of Harry's dad and then Remus and Sirius, like you know, like that, and Wormtail, like that. All of them were really good friends. They didn't really do that well, because I think it was at the very end. Spoilers for Harry Potter for people who haven't seen it, but you know how he goes into the forest. And Remus is there. You know when he turns the stone and he sees all like his loved ones that are dead? Sebastian was like, "Why is Remus there?"
It's
and I was like, "Oh, like
odd grouping of."
Yeah, I think he just thought that was his teacher." And I was like, "No, like
that's funny."
I was like, the map, how it said like Padfoot, Mooney, like all these people, that was them. They were like, like such a close clique, and that's why it was so fucked up, or whatever, it was like all these things. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't get that at all."
Right.
So, stuff like that, or like just little stuff like that. It was nice that there were certain parts where he would ask me, he'd be like, "So like, is that what happened?" And I was like, "No." So, yeah.
You were able to flex on him?
Yeah, for somebody to actually, like, that's like, I think a film nerd, or just any kind of nerd, that's like the dream, is to be like, "So do you know any fun facts about Hereditary?" I'm like,
could you please explain the entire Dune series to me, please?
It's so hard not to. There's like certain things that I was like, "Oh, from Prisoner of Azkaban, I forgot to tell you something." He's like, "We're on the Deathly Hallows." I'm like, "I know, but this is important."
Well, just wait, okay? Just wait. It'll all pay off.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, because we started watching it too. I think because the 20th year anniversary special is coming out in December. So it's like perfect time to rewatch them.
I thought it was next year.
Oh, is it?
I thought somebody said that.
I'll look it up. What else have you seen?
Sorry, I don't think I marked those.
January 1st, bro.
Oh, people made it seem like it was like not till like June or something.
Nah.
Let's see. I added a lot of stuff to my watch list. I started making lists, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's such a fun thing. You just
I want to make more.
Completely get lost in it.
I only did 2021. I did comfort horror, and then classics that I waited too long to see. That's all I have right now. Okay, so I watched Pride and Prejudice. Have you seen that one, Anthony?
No, I have never. I honestly know nothing about the story.
So good. I think you'd like it.
Maybe.
Ghostbusters, of course. I watched King Richard. We're not going to talk about that, right? Yeah, no.
No, I mean, we could talk about the whole discourse about how some people are upset that it's not about, or it's just about their dad.
And I don't know. So that's what my review was. I said, I wish this was more about the Williams sisters, but Will Smith was really good. So I didn't know that they were involved in the making of this movie. I guess I should have known that. I think I kind of knew. I thought they were like maybe you know how sometimes the family's involved in a biopic, like
They
offhandedly.
just were like, yeah, good.
Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh. But I thought he doesn't like my opinion about this movie. But I think they like were super involved in this movie, which
I'm
makes
pretty
me,
sure Serena was a producer. I don't know about Venus.
yeah, which makes me like kind of backtrack that a little bit, because like I don't want my reasoning for not liking this movie or not liking it that much is that, you know, I just wish it was about other people when the people themselves wanted it to be about their dad. So like, I guess I'll just hold off on that criticism, at least personally. I do think they have the more interesting story. And I feel like if you want to have a movie about him, then there's certain things that they kind of introduced that they never really talked about again. And I don't know. And that's the thing too about this movie is that it also felt like the most interesting parts of the movie had to do with the Williams sisters. So like, I don't know. I think there was no way for them to win other than if they made a movie about themselves first and then made this movie. But I don't know. I think Will Smith did a really good job. This movie didn't really make that much of an impression on me though.
Yeah,
Beyonce's song for it was pretty good. That's all I can say.
I'll probably end up watching it because I keep on seeing that it's probably going to be nominated for Best Picture.
Best Picture, maybe. Best Actor, for sure.
But my whole thing, or I'm just curious. Not curious, like just from an outsider's perspective, because like I said, I have not seen the movie yet. But like, why do they need to? Wait, hold on. Let me start over.
Okay.
Why can't they have their own movie as well as their dad? Like, I feel like this is a good place to start, and then they can have their own movie. Like, no one's stopping them from having that. Why not have a sequel, or not even a sequel, just a standalone movie for them?
So that's what I think the criticism comes from is that the first movie that we ever get about them is indirectly about them.
Okay.
That it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like if people were like, let's say people were like, oh, we really want a prequel about Dumbledore, just centered on him. And people are like, okay, let's do one about his dad instead. You know, like, I don't know. I think it's not about the movie itself. It's about the expectations people have versus, you know what I mean? Like, it's about the expectations people have for how they tell their story and what actually they want to do.
Yeah, it's just so weird for outsiders to like impose their own, like, oh, you should tell your own story. Like, if that's what they want, so be it.
What I'm saying, that's why I'm saying, like, I think people would have been pleased more if they would have done a movie about themselves first and then would have done a movie about their dad. But I don't know.
Yeah, I could just see, like, if in an alternate universe, if that's the scenario, maybe people wouldn't be as interested. I don't know.
Probably
it would
not.
have to change. I don't know. But I'll probably end up watching it. I also keep on seeing that Belfast is probably going to be nominated for Best Picture, and I see a bunch of people saying that it's like probably going to win, but I have heard nothing about it. I think I've seen the trailer and it looked really boring. I gotta say.
So I've heard that too, but there's a couple of critics that I follow that I like their opinion. So sorry, I always have to go in this soapbox, but I know people are like critics, like don't ever listen to critics because they have like bad opinions. I don't think people know how to actually, you know, like not use critics. I guess that's the right way to say it, but like find a critic that has the same opinions as you.
Mm-hmm.
Like not to like, or has like similar ideas about movies that you do. You know, not every critic is for every person. Anyways, okay, now that that's done, one of them that I follow, they didn't like it. And they said that as soon as they watched it, I think they watched it during one of the festivals it came out in. And they said as soon as they watched it, that they knew it was going to be a front runner for the Oscars and they were really pissed about it because it's not that good. And I think it's one of those movies that I don't know anything about it either, but I know it's in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. Yeah, I think it's in black and white, right? So I know that that's definitely the reason people like it.
That's
because
so.
it's about white people and it's in black and white.
That's so stupid. That's so stupid.
That's what people. I mean, what didn't Green Book win like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean,
I just gotta watch it because I keep on saying that, and I'm honestly curious, more curious than anything.
Nominated, we're probably gonna watch it if it's nominated.
Yeah. We gotta start planning our own award show, by the way.
Oh shit. Oh, yes, we do. Okay, you gotta remind me about shit because I don't remember anything. I gotta write shit down now. Okay.
No worries.
Wait, am I continuing? I have 2 more.
Yeah, go for it.
I have 2 more palate cleansers. So I watched a movie called Wimbledon. Probably because of like the whole like King Richard stuff. That's one thing I think. Maybe you can share yours, but I have one movie thing or movie like genre that I like that I feel like people would be surprised by. But I love sports movies. I don't like sports. I would never really sit down and watch a sport, but I fucking love movies that involve sports. Like Moneyball is one of my favorites of all time to watch.
That's so funny because Moneyball came to my
baseball.
Came to my brain.
It's maybe it's the like gateway that I had, but like now any movie about sports, I watch it. And so Wimbledon, not really a good example because it's like a rom-com set in, the tennis world. And it wasn't very good, but it had Kirsten Dunst and Paul Bettany. So I was like, might as well. But it's like one of those movies where they knew each other for like 2 days, it felt like. And at the end they were like, I love you. You're the person I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Oh, like the movie like, You Made Me Watch? Which we'll get to.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
but
you haven't seen it?
No. I like making you watch movies I haven't seen. Wow. But it's a Cinderella story movie, so I'm going to watch it. I've seen all of them. I'll watch it and I'll let you. I already know exactly what movie I'd make you watch whenever you lose this time.
Stupid.
Which is a movie called Finding You. And so I remember this movie because whenever I was like wanting to go to the theaters, but I didn't think anything was out, I kept seeing this movie. And I was like, if it's in theaters, it might be good. Wrong. So I said, you can't convince me that a teen didn't write this movie. It's just like, I'll just give you the premise and I think you'll understand what I'm talking about. So maybe I'll read the plot summary. First of all, the names are fucking hilarious. So the girl's name is Finley. I think it was Finley. I forgot what her last name was. Oh, Sinclair. Finley Sinclair is her name. A talented, aspiring violinist meets Beckett Rush. Fucking wild. A famous young movie star on the way to her college semester abroad program in a small coastal village in Ireland. An unexpected romance emerges as the heartthrob Beckett leads the uptight Finley on an adventurous reawakening. And she emboldens him to take charge of his future until the pressures of his stardom get in the way. 1 star. It was
That's so
just
crazy.
Really weird.
Because the Cinderella story, the lead's name in that one is Finley.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I feel like there's certain names that if they use those like versions of those names, then I know the movie's going to be bad. And of like Finley or a version of Finn is always bad. Another thing is the last name Rush. They're like the popular kid in movies. His last name is always Rush. Why? I've never heard that name before.
I haven't noticed.
Sinclair. Holy shit.
Just a quirky name.
I love the first, like I have a friend named Sinclair. Beautiful first name. It just like to put Finley Sinclair together. Wild.
That's so
as
funny.
hell. But yeah.
That's all you've watched?
Yeah. I feel like I watched something else, but I didn't log it, but I can't. Oh, yes. I watched a movie called Pride. Oh, I forgot about this movie and I fucking love it. It's, you'd have to watch it, but it's basically about, I think it was like back in like, I want to say the 60s, maybe 70s, where this like group, a group of activists, like queer youth, helped the people the miners, like, you know, actual like coal miners that were striking. And so they helped them, and it just like is about, it's kind of like, it's a whole like history lesson, but it's just about like, you know, activism and
That's interesting.
allyship. And I've seen it so many times. It's one of my favorites. It's so good. It's on Prime. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you want like a good comfort watch, it's very, very good. It's got a really good cast.
I gotta check it out. Well, so what I've been watching, Kayla and I rewatched Dunkirk because A&M has like a surprisingly good, their own like streaming service.
Ooh, UNT had one too, and it was really good.
And so we watched Dunkirk, and such an anxiety like inducing movie. Hans Zimmer popped off. Then I found the Now You See Me movies on Blu-ray, like a duo. So we watched those. Those are
hell yeah,
guilty pleasure. The first one's solid. Then they had to ruin the franchise with they had to make it a franchise.
If you can't get Isla Fisher back, don't make it.
She was pregnant. I looked it up. I was curious. I figured
she can still be in it.
They could have done something, but I don't know.
They're like, we can't get Isla Fisher, but hear me out. 2 Woody Harrelsons.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure, I think, of mine. Then I'm continuing watching all of Wes Anderson's movies. I'm kind of slowing down, but I watched The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
I don't really care for that one that much.
Me either. I think it was like it felt like out of place of like Wes Anderson's movies. It just didn't have his, I don't know. It was like obviously his because he made it, but it just felt a little bit out of place from his other ones, which is probably my least favorite of his, but I still enjoyed it. Like it was a fun time. Then I watched Drinking Buddies.
Oh my God. I love that movie.
While I was looking at the reviews, I found a term called mumblecore, which I'd never heard of before, and I just hate that term. Like, it just sounds so stupid.
Can you
mumblecore?
Define it?
Yeah, let me look it up.
I feel like I know what it is, but I don't know if I could define it.
A genre?
I think I commented, but I was like, it's a quintessential indie.
Yeah.
Right there.
Basically, a genre of narrative film focusing primarily on the intimate lives of young characters. And featuring scenes of ample dialogue and minimal actions.
I wonder if it's like basically a movie where it feels improvised, because I think this movie was pretty much like not fully improvised, but I think it was actually.
I think it was fully improvised from what I looked up.
Because it was made by Swanberg? No. Yeah,
Joe Swanberg.
Yeah, he does improvise movies, I think.
Yeah, and it was solid. Like there wasn't a clear resolution. I like that. And the characters
I've seen a lot of... Sorry, go on.
The characters didn't really do what you expected them to do. Or what you wanted them to do. So that was a nice, like, mumblecore, I guess.
I truly love... Because even, like, the problems that they get, like, I don't know, just they feel so amplified. Like, the fact that he cut his hand. You remember that? Like, that was, like, so... I was so stressed out.
Yeah, and that whole time when Anna Kendrick's character is gone, and the other Olivia Wilde and Jake Johnson interact, I just was like, I felt really gross watching that.
Yeah.
Not gross, but I just felt like icky. I was just like, what are you guys doing, man?
That's the thing too, is I think that's why it's such a good movie, because it does show a lot of, I think, realistic relationships that you have with, I don't know, people like that in your life that, like, I think they realize, what I like at the end of it is that you realize, even though you kind of, at least I was like, maybe they should be together, but then you realize the whole point of their, like, chemistry is that they don't want to be together. They just like having the like back and forth, or like it like ruins the magic of them being able to be together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which is
they're
kind of
just
weird, but
they're
like,
just work friends, like really close work
Yeah.
friends. But I thought it was
Exactly.
solid. I
love it.
I
Have
just
you
kinda
seen
put
any
it
of his
on.
movies before?
I don't think so.
I think you should, if you like are doing this, like going through directors' movies, I would highly recommend his movies.
I have a couple on my watch list. Oh, he made VHS, or he made something in VHS.
I think he's in the one that he made.
Yeah. Okay. I'll check him out.
There's like a Christmas one too, right? Called like Happy Christmas or something.
Yeah, I think so.
It's him. That's a good one.
Then another one that I was surprised by was one called 1 Hour Photo with Robin Williams.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I want to though, because I've heard of the synopsis of it. Sounds fucking wild.
It is insane. Definitely watch it
Okay.
because it's definitely like inspiring for like it helped me come up with another idea that's like I don't know, it was really cool to see Robin Williams play a completely wild character, something like you would not expect him to play, and he does it so perfectly. And it's just like, wow, he was truly amazing. And
Yeah,
anywhere you put him, he just thrived. Then the Harry Potter movies. Then we'll talk about a Cinderella story, Starstruck. I don't even know what to say because you haven't watched it, but I just like I don't know who wrote this, but in my mind it's like a 30-year-old who's still grasping at their youth, kind of like in Tick Tick Boom, and they just like tried way too hard to be young. And we're like, yeah, this is what young people say. This is how young people act. And it was just like terrible. I really did not like it.
What I've noticed about older people is they think teens use a lot of sarcasm.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. But just all of the characters are stupid. and maybe that's the whole point of it. Because I don't know how there's so many Cinderella stories. There's like 6 of them. Who's letting this happen?
There's a lot. And I'm going to be in one day.
Let's make one. I feel like it's not hard.
Sure.
I feel like the budget was $300.
The one I was reading reviews for that Finding You movie, and somebody said this movie had the budget of a porno.
That's funny.
God, people on Letterboxd are so fucking funny. Maybe that should be like we should do fun facts, but we should also find like the funniest,
the best Letterboxd
review.
Yes.
I'd love to do that. Because people are so fucking funny on there.
Yeah.
There was one that Sebastian, he like sent it to me that you liked or something. Or there's this like account on Twitter that's like unhinged Letterboxd reviews.
Oh, I want to
like, did you see this one that your brother liked? I forgot what it was though.
I want to send one of mine, but I'm so scared that they're gonna not post it. Or because they post who submitted it, and if
I can send it if you want me to.
No, but it's just funny if they see that I sent my own and they're like, "That's terrible." Because I think they tweeted that once. That account was like, "Y'all are sending your own tweets or own Letterboxd reviews, but they're not funny." Like at least make them funny.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. Which one would you send?
I don't know. I gotta look at them.
I don't remember which one that you liked, but it made me laugh a lot. I remembered.
They have some funny ones.
Yeah, let's start doing that if I remember.
Okay. You want to do some family tree?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, let me think of somebody.
All right, I have mine. Typed in Discord. I'll send it in the talking points thread.
All right. I have it. I'm waiting for the day that we choose the same person.
Maybe today's that day because I chose Andrew Garfield.
Oh, I chose Will Smith.
Okay. We'll give ourselves 5 minutes. Let's go. All right, you can go first.
Okay. So Will Smith is in the critically acclaimed Hitch with, it's Eva Mendes, right? I almost put Eva Longoria, but that's the girl that was married to Tony Parker, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Eva Mendes. Yes.
Yeah.
I lost anyways. Eva Mendes is in The Place Beyond the Pines with Ryan Gosling, her husband, who is in La La Land with Emma Stone, who is in The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
Okay. Yeah, you might have it because I think this dude's in it. So Andrew Garfield is in The Social Network with Jesse Eisenberg, obviously, who is in Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice with Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Now, I might have to look it up, but Ben Affleck might be in Suicide Squad with Will Smith.
Oh, he is.
He is?
Mm-hmm. Is it the Suicide Squad, though? No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's Suicide Squad.
I'm pretty sure he's in a scene at the end with Viola Davis.
The Suicide Squad is the one that just came out.
The new one? Okay.
I will look it up to confirm because I'd hate to do that to you. Suicide Squad.
99% sure.
Oh yeah, I see it here on Letterboxd.
Yeah. All right. Touche.
Hell yeah.
Who is that again? You did. Oh, okay. Got it. I forgot Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, because he's Lex Luthor for some reason.
I think that was a good choice. I liked it. He was the only good thing about that movie, I think.
Okay. You're going to watch The Beach Bum, which is Matthew McConaughey. Came out in 2019.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I wanted to watch this movie when it came out, but I just never got a chance to.
You know what jarring news Sebastian told me today?
What?
He's apparently, some poll says, I don't know what poll, said that he is the front runner to be governor.
Hey,
I said,
why not?
Well, at least we know our expiration date for living in Texas.
Well, I'm getting
not?
out. I'm getting out.
Oh, great timing.
So watch that. It's on Hulu.
The Beach Bum. Okay.
I'll probably watch it too because I've been wanting to watch it. It's on my watch list.
We might have to watch it whenever he becomes governor. He'll probably force us all to watch his filmography.
I'll have to take his course.
Oh, man.
McConaughey 101.
Man, oh, man.
All right. Man, you really ate your words.
What words did I have? Oh, when I said
earlier today.
Earlier today.
I meant earlier, like in this recording, you said, "Oh, I have a movie that'll make you watch when you lose today." Lame loser.
That was so. Don't ever do that ever again.
Okay. Let's get to a break, I think. Then when we get back, we're talking Tick, Tick, Boom and Ghostbusters Afterlife. We'll see ya.
On the cusp of his 30th birthday, a promising young theater composer navigates love, friendship, and the pressures of life as an artist in New York City in Tick, Tick, Boom. Directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda, written by Stephen Levinson and based on the musical by Jonathan Larson. Starring Andrew Garfield, Alexandra Shipp, and Robin de Jesus.
Critics gave it a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb and 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. And it has an average of a 3.9 stars on Letterboxd. What did I give it? I gave it 3.5.
I give it a 3.
I resonated and appreciated this more than I thought it would. And some of my favorite reviews were kind of like poking fun at that fact, just because I knew Lin-Manuel Miranda directed it. It's his like debut.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them says, "You see how much good Lin-Manuel Miranda can do when he's not in front of the camera." And the other is, "Heartbreaking, the worst person you know just directed a good movie musical."
That's the best review.
Yeah, that sums it
I
up.
fucking love that meme of the Onion article. You know what it comes from, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Heartbreaking, the worst person you know made a good point.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But honestly, like, I think
he did a really good job.
he did. My favorite sequence, I think, was during their fight, the big fight between John and Sarah. Sarah's her name, right? Let me
I don't remember.
Susan.
I think so. Susan. Close enough. I'm just kidding.
Susan. And it kind of like intercuts between the song aspect of like the musical and like the actual fight. I think that was done really well. And then he goes off and then writes his own song, like the quintessential song of the
I loved
musical.
that song.
The song was good. I just didn't like the way he was like swimming, and then the lines became the musical bars. That I think was a little bit cheesy.
I think it was cheesy in the way that like musicals can be cheesy. I didn't mind it. I've
Yeah,
watched
for
a lot
sure.
of musicals though, probably more than you.
Definitely more than me.
But,
I think I would know a thing or two. Okay, I've seen them.
Yeah, but that's kind of like it didn't really bother me as much because like it's what you do. Shut up.
I've seen a lot more musicals than you.
This is like the argument, not the argument, but the thing I always tell Sebastian. More than you would think. I'm always like, I've seen Cars like way more than you. I was like, however many times you think you've seen it, like for me, triple it, because that's how many times I've seen it.
Why does that come up?
I don't know. It comes up a lot. I at least say that like once a month.
That's funny.
Like there was one time where, because he hasn't been to Disney when they have that Cars World, and I told him like I told him like what they have there. I was like, it's really cool. And it looks like you're there. I mean, trust me, I've seen Cars more than a lot of people.
Trust me, you legitimately can't even fathom the amount of times I've seen Cars.
Honestly, I could hand draw exactly how he does.
That's so funny.
I have dreams in Cars Land. That's how many times I've seen that movie. I don't know. I just like, it's just like one of the bits that I do that's like long running.
That's funny.
What were we talking about? Oh, musicals. Yeah, I don't know. It was cheesy, but like I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I found myself.
He's a cheesy guy, so like.
True. I was not surprised that he was in it, but I was surprised at how minor his role was. Like I honestly don't even really remember him. Yeah, he was like a chef.
Yeah, he showed a lot of restraint.
Yeah,
I didn't even see
good.
him because I think I was working, so I was like looking down for a little bit, but I heard him. I was like, oh, there he goes.
But I found myself really liking that. I don't, like I said, you might know because you've seen a lot of musicals.
Yeah, I'll let you know when you're wrong.
But are there more movies where it kind of intercuts between a musical and like the real events that it's based on? Because I feel like that's really interesting. And I think that's the main thing about this movie that's really interesting to me.
I would say I've seen that a lot in like biopics about musicians.
Right.
Like when they're writing it, I mean, like that kind of stuff. But I'm sure there is like, maybe like Chicago, but that one's kind of like it's not a real show. I don't know. It depends. But this is definitely something new, if that's what you're trying to say. At least something new from what I've seen.
Yeah, I think so. And I really liked it.
Also, I wonder though how much of it had to do with just Andrew Garfield himself. Because like, there's some people when I watch movies of theirs, I'm like, I don't know if I like this because it's them. Like if it's not good, but I'm just like such a big fan of theirs that I like it and I just like watching them. But I think that's something a lot of people agree on. That like he's just so fun to watch. And he's such a like, I would be so heartbroken if something came out about him because he's such a warm presence. And I feel like he's just really, I don't know. Every time I see him in a movie, I feel like taken care of. Like I know I'm going to have a good time because he's there. You know?
Right. Yeah, and I saw this interview. I forgot which.
The Stephen Colbert one?
Yeah. That one.
Jesus,
where he talks
I
about
cried
grief.
so hard this morning.
Yeah, that was.
This is for background.
Mad props to the guy.
Maybe on the Brosis account, on Twitter, you can retweet it. But for background, his mom passed away recently. And he was talking to Stephen Colbert about how grief is just like a love that you never got to express to them. And he just feels grateful that he can express that now, and how this movie was a big part of that. Yeah, it was such a beautiful way to say it too, how he talked about it in grief. Like as somebody who personally it's really hard for me to like express any sort of vulnerability. It just felt really like, I don't know, it just felt, I don't want to say brave, but very brave.
But it was brave. No, yeah. He was definitely like, he put his whole everything into this movie.
I know you wanted to say he put his foot into this movie.
Yeah, he truly did.
I said like, what did I say? Sometimes I'll say like certain terms and I'm like, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I said that he left no crumbs. I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to say it, but
I don't know what that means. I read that, didn't know what it means.
He did what he had to do. He did the damn thing.
He ate
didn't
the whole.
leave anything behind.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah,
I
truly.
don't know. I don't know if I said it the right way, but I'm an old woman. I don't know.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, he was so fucking good, so good.
And I found myself resonating with the just John Larson's story, specifically with, like wanting to show the world something that you create, and then just like grasping at your youth that is escaping constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm like not close to being 30, but I think that's also why I liked Inside, like Bo Burnham's special.
I was gonna say, it reminded me of Inside, especially because he was turning 30.
Yeah, that song pairs well with this.
I do wish I kind of had a little bit of more like Broadway knowledge for this movie. Because there's a lot of stuff, like I knew that one song, I think it was called Sunday. I know it had a lot of very, very famous and iconic Broadway legends in it. Like I think basically every single person in the diner that was singing is like somebody that's like legendary in the, Broadway sphere, but I just didn't recognize a lot of them. But I'm sure if I did, I would have been very excited. I also have never seen Rent, because I think he's the person that did Rent, right? That he wrote it. I've never seen it. And I think people are saying there's a lot of like Easter eggs about it, but it's like weird because he wrote Rent like based on his own experiences. So of course it's going to bleed into whatever went into that. But I didn't have the knowledge of like knowing like, oh my God, this is one of those storylines, like that's the only thing I guess like maybe we don't have, because you probably have not seen Rent.
I have not.
So that's the only thing I can think of that like maybe I probably would have liked it more if I would have known about stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, I did a little bit of research, learned more, not about Rent, but about John Larson. It's pretty tragic. He died before, like the night before they were going to show Rent for the first time.
Yeah.
Sucks. Yeah,
really
like,
sucks.
I mean, sad that he wasn't able to see his work prevail.
Yeah.
And get all these awards. But solid movie.
Very solid movie. And one, I didn't get a chance to like look at a lot of fun facts, but one of them that I read that made me laugh was that Lin-Manuel was trying to find he was trying to cast Larson,
Mhm.
and I think he was like looking into Andrew Garfield, but he was like not sure if he could sing. And so he asked a mutual friend, he was like, do you know if he can sing? And the friend apparently said that Andrew Garfield had the voice of an angel. And he was like, okay. And then after the friend talked to Lin-Manuel, this friend called Andrew Garfield and was like, can you sing?
That's
Which
funny.
is a very good friend.
Looking out.
Very, very good. That's probably what I would have done. I was like, he cannot stop singing. So if anybody here knows me and somebody asks you a question about if I can do something, say I'm the best at it.
100%.
Yeah. Do you think she's seen Cars? Oh, more than you could possibly imagine.
You wouldn't even
All right.
fucking believe it, bro.
Ooh.
Get a little
Blurry.
blurry.
Focus there for a second.
But yeah, it put me in a weird mood, like creatively, because I've been writing a little bit more. And then I watched this movie and I was just like, what's the point? just like because of the whole like corporate America thing. Just because like I'm at a point where I'm gonna enter in that world. Just like a weird headspace, but solid movie. That's all I really had to say.
Just got to put time into it. Kind of sucks. I mean, as somebody who's like has a full-time job, and I guess I was kind of complaining about how like that is taking up a lot of time, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I wish I had the means to not and to just be creative, but
Yeah,
you find time.
we'll see. Check it out. It's on Netflix.
All right. Just jump straight into Ghostbusters.
Let's do it. I don't have that much to say. There's something funny Keila said about it. But.
Okay. When a single mom and her 2 kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy their grandfather left behind in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Directed by Jason Reitman, written by Gil Keenan, Jason Reitman, and Dan Aykroyd. Oh, sorry, this is kind of weird the way it's worded, but going past it. Starring Carrie Coon, Paul Rudd, and Finn Wolfhard.
Critics gave it a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb, 62% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has a 3.4 average star rating on Letterboxd.
What did I give it?
I gotta be honest, I haven't seen any of the others. Besides the all-female.
The reboot?
Yeah.
I've seen parts of the first one.
Yeah, I think I've seen parts of it too. Like maybe the end. Like I definitely have seen the Stay Puft.
I've seen a lot of it actually.
Large one.
I knew why Sigourney Weaver was there.
Oh, okay. No, I had no idea.
Okay. I mean, I think I've seen it, and I don't know. I probably haven't like fully sat down and watched it, but I've seen a lot of it. I gave it 2.5 stars. I said good time overall, even with the cheesy jokes. There was a lot of cheesy jokes that were like really hard to stomach.
I gave it 2.5 stars as well. It just felt like everyone was slowly walking into rooms and slowly discovering things.
Okay.
The entire time, it just felt like that to me. But the funny thing Keila said was that it was one part where Podcast and Phoebe were interacting. I think they were headed to the cave or mountain or whatever. She was like, that's your 2 personalities. the podcaster and then like the nerd. Just like that's who you are boiled down.
I would say so. I think one of my notes is that it perfectly portrayed how annoying podcasters are.
Yeah.
Like the whole like that's the only time I really laughed was every time they made jokes about podcasts. Like when he was like, it really finds its voice in the 46th episode. That made me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think that's probably around the time, I think even later is when we were like, I think we're getting good at this.
Yeah, that part was funny. But then they kind of like
pretty funny.
Made that joke lame. Yeah, because Dan Aykroyd says the exact same thing.
I think, yeah, I kind of like it made me laugh that he was like, you're my subscriber. Like that made me laugh a lot. And then they went with the whole, like, found your voice. Yeah. Like, that was kind of annoying. I wish they would have not just did that 1-to-1 connection. That was kind of annoying. The mom felt like that it felt like she had a writer that was feeding her lines. Like she was just like trying so hard to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That girl, the girl that plays the daughter, she's probably truly one of my favorite actresses. I fucking love that actress. I forgot her name.
Phoebe?
I think it's like
McKenna Grace.
Yeah. Oh, she's so good in every movie. She's so fucking good. She's a star.
She wrote the song that like was playing out, or she was like singing in it or something. Like we were walking out, and Keila was like, "This is the girl." And it's
I left as soon as the end credit.
You're like, that's my time.
As soon as Sigourney was off the screen, I was out of there.
She is good.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm gonna go listen to it. I love her.
She's in Malignant.
Yeah, she plays the younger version of her, but she doesn't age. Like I feel like she's been 12 or however old she is for like a really long time.
That's true.
But yeah, what else did I not like in this movie? The whole, I don't know if it's just me, maybe I'm being oversensitive, but did it not feel weird? The whole like gatekeeper and key master have to fuck. Like, what was that? What was the point of that?
Yeah, that was weird.
And it was so obvious that they made Paul Rudd and the mom's character like be friendly so that people didn't feel as weird about them, like, basically non-consensually fucking, when they're not even like in their own body.
Is that
why include that if you're trying to make it okay?
Is that a thing in the original?
I don't remember. Because
if so, I mean, sure.
Just don't include it.
Yeah.
Like why? It just felt so weird to me that felt like a way to be like somebody in the room, probably a woman, was like, this is not, like, people are not going to like that. There's gonna be so many think pieces about this. And somebody was like, well, why don't we make them already attracted to each other and then go on a date so people don't feel that weird.
Also, it's kind of funny. Plus, he's the sexiest man alive, so.
And Robert, where are we at on that Walmart sponsorship? They said it's good. We just have to have a really steady shot of the blenders. Like, what the fuck was that? If I want to watch a Walmart commercial, then I'll watch a Walmart commercial. Like, wasn't that so weird? Also, this small shitty town that everybody complains about just got a new Walmart. Like,
that's true.
It was so renovated. They had the new like clothing section.
I was so surprised, and maybe this is because I haven't seen the older ones, but that they showed that like blender scene. Like, I feel it was pretty brutal. All the things the marshmallows did. Like, the one that was like insane to me was the marshmallow that, I mean, I get it, they're just marshmallows, but just the imagery of that marshmallow on the grill melting as he's like,
just burning
as he's crawling,
going straight to hell where it deserves to go.
Yeah, I
think that didn't even feel that gross to me. Just like the blatant product placement felt so gross. I was like, it doesn't feel like they actually want to have a funny scene of the Stay Puft things like blending themselves into a fucking like marshmallow smoothie. They just wanted to show the wide range of blenders that Walmart can offer you. And look at these grills. Like, I was like, what's happening?
Look at this premium dog
a shot
food.
Of Paul Rudd running across the dog food, please. That was, I don't know, that felt so weird to me. What was the point of that?
That's true. Yeah, I guess
hated that.
I noticed that, but it wasn't like as blatant to me.
Oh my God, it was pretty glaring, especially the empty parking lot. It just like, who has ever seen a more beautiful Walmart? And in a small town like that, come on.
That's funny.
But I have a kind of a story about, I need to mention it before I forget, but I just like saw, to like frame what happened in my movie theater experience. First of all, this is like one of the more packed theaters I'd been in since COVID.
Interesting.
Very strange. So let me talk about the very awkward interaction that I witnessed. And a guy, he wasn't directly next to me, but he was like a couple of seats down from me. And this is a theater where it's kind of like a draft house where they come and like take your order.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the waiter came in and asked if, he like took their order, and usually they ask if you want to swipe a card so that you can like open your tab, and you just take care of it now. So all they have to do is give you a receipt at the end. And so he asked the guy, like, so do you have do you have a card I can swipe for you? And he said, and the guy responds, well, can you swipe yours? Like, as a joke. And it just fell completely flat. Like, the guy didn't laugh at all. He didn't really say anything.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was kind of strange. And so that was like strike one. And the next thing, I think the guy was trying to salvage it. So the guy asked the waiter where he's from because of his tattoo. And not only did he ask like such a cringy question, but he had to ask it twice because he didn't hear it.
Oh my gosh, dude. What would possess you to ask that based on a tattoo?
I don't know. Some people just like to be like friendly for no reason, but like he's doing a job. He also has other people, and they made me even angrier because they took so long to get to me. And all I ordered was fries and a drink, and they gave me my fries first, which I was like, what kind of theater is this? And then they gave me my drink like 30 minutes after the
classic
fact. I was like, and it was fries that had like jalapenos on it, so I was like,
oh, you were dying,
already sweating. Yeah, no, not that bad, but it was like still like I was like, I could use some beverage. This guy's too busy asking about his fucking tattoo though. Jesus. Okay, so I think I didn't see what it was. I think it was a Longhorn because he asked, or because the guy said, Fort Worth, could you tell? Because of, and I think he said because of the Longhorn, but I couldn't really hear it. And so the guy, I think he just nods, like he didn't really say anything. And I didn't really hear him respond. He just asked where he's from, and the guy answered. And so he said again, or the waiter asked the guy, like, are you from Fort Worth? You know, because like, why else would you ask that question? And the guy simply responds, no. And then that's where it ends.
This is why I don't interact with people and I don't make small talk, because that's the worst.
All I have to focus on when I go to a theater is when they say enjoy the show, and I just don't say you too. That's all I need to know. You know, I can't go beyond that interaction.
And it already takes
'cause then I'm gonna fuck
100% of my brain power to not say that. So
exactly. So why would you ask somebody where they're from? Because based on a tattoo.
And it's like,
anyways,
there's like everyone, like you're already watching the trailers and like the movie's about to start. Why would you prolong that interaction?
I don't know.
So dumb. Oh, I don't really have anything else to say about this movie. I mean, it was, other than that, it was a pretty fun time. Like, I didn't really hate it. It was cheesy.
I don't know how I feel about having Harold, how do you say his last name? Right? Ramis?
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis. I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't really like it, honestly. It felt very strange. I mean, I guess it's the only like his family could really have a opinion about it. I didn't like it though. I don't know.
Yeah, the ending did feel a little weird. I didn't know they were gonna go that far. I didn't
know they would bring. Maybe I'm dumb, but I really didn't think they would bring them back. I thought Bill Murray didn't. I thought he was not really interested in doing any more Ghostbusters movies. But I truly was surprised when they showed up. Like, I think I forgot that there was a possibility of them being there. And when they showed them, I was like, oh shit.
That's funny.
So that was kind of nice, a nice surprise. And I was like, please, for the love of God, do not try to bring him back from the dead, because that's weird.
Well, I kind of liked how in his little workshop, he was just a lamp.
I liked that a lot. And I wish it would have ended there.
Yeah. Then they did the whole like Princess Leia thing, like CGI.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I just it felt very strange to me.
It did. It
Again,
was like
maybe
very
it's
long.
like me being too sensitive, but I was like, and then like all the rest of them looking at him, I was like, I don't know. I didn't like it. Another thing, Olivia Wilde. Okay, like why is she there?
Yeah, that was.
Also, J.K. Simmons, fucking hilarious. I loved that so much.
Where was he there?
Was that not him in the coffin? And then she just ripped him apart. That was him.
Oh,
How much you want to bet?
No.
Wasn't that him?
No, I just
And then he was
didn't remember that part.
yeah, because I was like, it seemed like they had. I wonder if they.
That's
had
right.
That plan.
Yes. Okay, I completely forgot
or if
about
they
that.
wanted to have him in it, and then they just didn't like what he did, or didn't like, they cut it around a lot, and just like, that was pretty funny to me. I think that's hilarious.
I completely forgot about that because, like, kind of like what you said, it did feel very like he had more of an impact in a earlier cut, but
very funny though. I liked it.
Yeah, that was funny because they like made him to like. He felt like a larger character, or he was gonna have a larger presence.
And I was excited. I fucking love J.K. Simmons. But whatever.
You'll get more of them in December in Spider-Man.
True. I will say I also don't. I like the daughter a lot. She was funny. Podcast was hilarious. Don't understand the point of the son other than being a chauffeur.
Yeah, the whole romance didn't make sense.
Yeah. Also strange that demon thing went into her body. Another thing too about like it was a whole big deal that he was 15. How old was she? They never really said. How was it a big deal? Oh my God. I can't believe I forgot about this. But do you remember when they got like arrested and the little girl got pissed at the police? And so she took that gun thing and pointed it at him. I was like,
this is intense.
White woman in training. What the fuck is she doing? Like, why would she ever do that? Did she point it at him or she just pointed it up?
I'm pretty sure she pointed it at him.
And the fact that none of them were like, I was like, what the fuck?
That was kind of insane.
That was fucking wild. I forgot about that. I cannot
White women in training. That's funny.
I mean, none of them are immune. That was a lesson, I guess. I don't know, that was weird.
I also feel like they were not that surprised by seeing ghosts. Like if I saw,
yeah, not surprised enough. Truly,
they were just like, yeah, they exist.
Like if you saw the one, also for sure they would have got shot and killed by that chubby one. Remember the one that was like eating stuff, and then when he shouted out, there was like it seemed like bullets were coming out of his mouth.
Dead.
And then he like shot at the kids. For sure would have died. Are you kidding?
Insta death.
One part that did make me laugh, like there was a few jokes that I kind of laughed at, but one part that made me laugh more than I expected was remember when that podcast kid was in the car and he was behind the brother. I don't even remember the brother's name. That's how much I didn't really care about his character. But when he was like, "Can you stop breathing on my neck?" And he said, "No." That made me laugh a lot. That kid was pretty funny.
Yeah,
there was some stuff that was annoying.
I saw this interview with him. I didn't watch it, but I saw the headline or like the tagline for it was that the actor's name was Logan Kim. That he knows like podcast's real name, but he's not going to reveal it, which is like
that's funny. I hope he doesn't.
So funny.
Why do people want to know?
I don't know.
Very, very funny though. Speeding? We don't do that. What does that even mean?
Like rolling.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh man. That kid is very funny. Hey, he must have a good podcast. I'm going to listen.
Yeah. Very descriptive. I don't really have much else to say about this movie.
Yeah. Me neither. I think it was fine. I don't know. Oh, I will say, I think I know a fun fact, but let me check on this that you probably don't know. All right. Oh, so do you remember? So the mom, you remember who that is, right? Do you remember in the hardware store, the guy that owns it, that he was just like sitting there?
Yeah.
They're married.
What?
I think that was him.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yep.
Why?
Fun fact.
That is fun.
Wow, Anthony, you are... Wow. How dare you ask that? What are you implying?
I just want to know their backstory.
Answer.
Like, how do they come to know each other?
Just being a good podcaster.
Yeah, I just want more background information.
He's a playwright, an actor.
I had never seen him in anything else. I don't think. Yeah.
I think I've seen him a few things. You probably have. He's pretty famous. All right. That's it. That's my hot take.
Yeah, that's
about
it for
Ghostbusters
episode
Afterlife.
102. Solid. Well,
I think we really found our voice.
I
Episode
hope so.
102.
I really hope so. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Tell us what you're thankful for. What are you thankful for, Livia?
Oh man. A few things. Cars, Walmart, marshmallows.
Shout
and
out
Andrew
to my
Garfield.
Oh yeah. But shout out to my 42 followers on Letterboxd. I'm thankful for you guys. Yeah.
Okay. I have like 3.
Fair enough. All right, let's end this episode. Let's end it. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.